Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the Magnetic Presence International Forum. And we're here with our expert panel. This is being hosted by Speak to Shine International, who are David Roylance, that's me.
And David Gill, that's me. Hello, welcome.
Now, we have three experts with us, all of whom are experts in enhancing the experience of being human in one way or another. Perhaps the three of you might like to introduce yourselves and say a little bit about your specific skills to enhance humanity.
Hello, I'm Hilary Briggs, and I guess I boil down what I do into making people, helping people do things they didn't think they could.
Hello, I'm Hanta Juga. I'm an executive assistant, and that's the time to say I assist people, most of them my director.
Well, I'm Sarah Jane Johnston, so I help my clients and anyone that I come across to help achieve their health, fitness and well-being goals.
So it's a diverse level of results that comes from the sofa just directly to my right. And I'm sure that our audience would love to know how you got into that which you do right now. So, Sarah Jane, kick us off. Tell us your story about how you got into this world.
Thank you, Dave. So my story starts as a 4-year-old. I spent the summer holidays rolling around in agony and pain in my mum and dad's double bed, where they both slept. But I was in absolute agony, and I remember a GP coming over to their house and saying, "Oh, she's got a crumbling appendix. She'll be fine by the time you go back to school in September." And I don't really remember enjoying much of the summer holidays while I was kind of 4, 5, 6, and possibly even 7. And then when I got into my early teenage years, I was told, "Oh yes, the root cause to all your pain is irritable bowel syndrome." And I remember sitting in the doctor's surgery. I was old enough to go to the doctors on my own and say, "No. This is the next trendiest thing. I don't have IBS." And then I was 16-year-old and I was working and I was passing out at work. I spending quite a lot of time in the GU clinic at the City Hospital in Nottingham. They thought it was gynecological issues going on with me. At 19, and I was sick and tired of it. I was going to the gym. I was in massive hectic pain on this left side. Couldn't complete a gym class. I was in the routine with my gym instructors, and I would just wave, they would wink, and I would go to the changing rooms and cry. I couldn't complete a gym class. And I was at the hairdresser's one Saturday, and he said, "Hey, this guy upstairs is a nutritionist. You don't go upstairs in the salon to see a nutritionist, you don't be waxed." That's what I thought anyway. But this word nutritionist had entered my vocabulary, so I looked somebody up in the Yellow Pages, and I went to see this gentleman. And within 2.5 months, he had told me that it's definitely not dairy, you should be feeling amazing, give up wheat. And I felt frigging awesome. And that is now the title for one of my programs, it's Feeling Awesome. I literally got my life back. I could go to the gym, I could stay for the full class, I could stay for numerous classes if I wanted to. And that's now why I help my clients and the talks that I do in the workplace to tell other people that you don't have to live in pain. I could be your solution.
I mean, there's an insane number of people in the world who are living with pain and thinking, "Oh, this is the best my life's going to be. I just have to deal with it." Is that right?
Absolutely not. If you think about crumbling appendix, why is your appendix crumbling? Irritable bowel syndrome. Why is it irritable? And as a business owner, I vow to have anything that irritates me, just shake it off, move on. So why do people find it acceptable to live with the label irritable bowel syndrome? And that's just one of the things that I can work my clients.
Thank you very much. Hannah?
So I studied informatics. I studied informatics in high school. I studied informatics in university. And I thought I will be an IT, probably web designer, because I'm an artist as well. And I remember having working as a emergency room attendant and just enjoying it so much that I get to meet with people and make it better and special for them, that I decided let's move to hospitality, and here I am. And yeah, I don't really want to leave here from, so yeah, that's for me.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. So I've always been attracted to challenges one way or another. So professionally, of coming out of school, I chose to study engineering. That was pretty unusual at the time for women to go into engineering. So that was a bit of a challenge. Actually, I can do this. And sporting wise, I've always been attracted to long distance walks, long distance cycling. And yeah, one way or another, I've built up experience of dealing with challenges, and I get a real buzz out of achieving that. And what I've noticed from other hobbies as well, music, I play cello, and how do people to tackle some piece of music? They think, we couldn't possibly do that. Like Beethoven strict quartet or something, it seems really difficult. But I love being able to break things down. And I think that's part of my engineering training. Actually, how could we do that? And so through various other things that I've done, which we come on to, I've developed a process, if you like, some steps on how you can do that. Because when you focus, it's unbelievable what you can achieve.
It's fascinating because it's all transferable, isn't it? You've done in so many different areas, in like cello or in sports or in business. And
yeah, and I think one of the things, you have to focus to really achieve a lot of things, but I also have it at the back of my mind, I call it learning laboratory. Having a space, and it doesn't matter, I think hobbies and something that's off the mainstream of what you do is an ideal environment to test and try things. Because if it all goes horribly wrong, it's not really going to matter so much. In the work, in maybe your reputation, or money in a business, all sorts of things. So having an area where you can try out ideas and things where it's not so important might be embarrassing, but live through that. It's a fantastic way to learn, develop, and then apply that to other areas.
Excellent. So I'm sure our audience are here because they want to enhance their lives in some way or another. And we're all human. Are we all human in the room today? Yeah, we're all human in the room today. And I'd love you to all share, please, what's one of the biggest challenges that you've been instrumental in or you've experienced in your lives and stepped over?
Yeah, in the professional domain, early in my career, I was managing director of a car component company in Germany, 4 factories, and I got a panic phone call one Sunday afternoon, effectively saying that one of the factories is on fire. So, oh my goodness. I was in London at the time, fairly shortly before I was due to fly back anyway. And fortunately, no one was injured in this fire. But when I could smell it from 6 kilometres away. And when I got there at 10 o'clock at night, it was a smouldering ruin, under our lights. It was shocking. And everyone was very worried, what on earth are we going to do? We were supplying about 25% of the German car industry. And if we stopped them, that was worth about £400 million a day. And so it was quite big money at stake. Started to work through mountains of data on who were we supposed to be supplying with what, when. After a couple of days, it became apparent we needed to get 3 particular production lines which were badly damaged, just underwater from all the fire, putting out the fire and so on. Had to get those back by the following Sunday or we'd stop hourly. That was what it came down to. we were working away on all the work, a massive amount of work, putting new roof on the building, all sorts of things, in that 7 days. I felt things weren't working quite as fast as they should. Early in my career, I'd had experience as a night shift manager, and I just thought, you know what? We got in theory, 24-hour management covered. I went home a bit earlier, 7 o'clock at night. I came back at 1 in the morning. Fritz should have been there as a duty. Where was he? Pick up the phone. He answers the phone. Why aren't you here? And he came in fairly sharply, but he got the message across. It also gave me the opportunity, having learned from my experience before, just wandering around, talking to people, encouraging. There was so much work going on around the clock. I was able to tap into that experience, and actually I quite like that. But it was getting through. Bottom line, we got the things going with half an hour to spare.
Wow, and that's 7 days that suit to me. So if anyone's any good at maths out there, 400 million a day multiplied by 7. Think of the losses that happened. The losses that potentially
We weren't as advanced in our lean production, so we had more stocks around, so we didn't actually stop any of the customers, but we did come close.
Okay. That's one, Hilary. Well done. That's super. So, Anna, your biggest challenge, or a challenge that leaps out to you as a...
So recently we talked with David about, it was one of our employees. She had a bad breakup, and her boyfriend called her back her BRP. And the only thing I got the message is that she resigned. And I was like, why is she resigning? And she told me that, her BRP got revoked by the home office, and she cannot work anymore. She doesn't want to get any trouble. She's fair. You don't want to get trouble with the home office. And I remember okay, but your BRP doesn't mean that your right to work is lost. So it's okay, give us these details. We can do an employment checking service for you. Get the home office to tell us, okay, what is your status? And I remember waiting for 2-3 days, and then we got the answer from home office that, she's fine, she can work with us. So she got back and she's still with us. Obviously, it was a very difficult ordeal for her because she was very worried that she lost her job and she has to go back home, and it was all very fine in the end. So, yeah.
And that's both traumatic personally and also, particularly if someone's of value to an organisation, the impact of someone having to leave the country and having to leave their employ.
For me, this is all very personal, because just think of your own situation. Suddenly, because of a bad breakup, you are distressed, you have bad moods and all of this, and then on top of that, I lost my job and I have to leave the country, so you have to give up everything. So it's very stressful, and we try to help as much as I can. So for me, that's the human part of it, to try to help to each other.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, surgeon. Yeah.
There was a reason why I didn't go straight into nutrition. I had already embarked on a career in the events industry, and through certain circumstances, I chose to embark on this career later on in life. But what the events industry taught me was lots of resilience, and getting to the position of business unit director for a global events agency, I had to take the highs and lows of staff, figure out who was lazy, figure out who needed motivating, and figure out who I needed to lose as a team member. And I've been able to take all that learning into now what I do with my clients, because I have barriers of I'm too lazy, I'm not motivated enough. What do you want me to record a food telling me for 5 days? And you've been in pain for 30 years. 5 days is not a long time. I also get barriers of, my best friend says, or the media say, why should I listen to you? Because we've discovered we're latched to work for each other, and I'm moving you forward in your life. So I do have challenges for my clients, and sometimes then quite unusual challenges. But being able to adapt to those hundreds of people that I have led in the teams over the years now gives me the back catalogue of, okay, you're going to throw up this barrier, but I know how I can handle this. So I do a lot of reframing for my clients. You have no time, let's find time. You don't have the inclination, you don't have the motivation, you don't have the focus, which is a big part for you, Hilary. So it's about, I do a lot of reframing conversations that people have in their head of how I can get them moving forward.
Are things like social media and sort of friends ending in other people's ears your biggest frustration in the world?
Yeah, absolutely, because the industry is a money-making industry, and people will follow somebody. So they might see a TV show and somebody will say, hey, this is my latest diet, I'm going to go on this. What they don't have time in the TV show to tell you is that you should only follow it for really about 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. I had a client that I met at a conference in the summer who I was privileged to work with, a fantastic lady. She'd been on at a certain time of diet for 3 years. She was damaging her body. So I had to re-educate her, but she had to re-educate her body to be able to take on the essential nutrients that she was missing and she needed. And we've gone through that phase over the last 3 months, and she's now able to cope with stress and anxiety a lot better. She's now consistently losing weight, and she's feeling a lot better in herself.
It's amazing to hear especially when you consider how much of an industry it is to keep people unhealthy or unwell. So to know that you're there, great. David, do you have questions you'd like to ask?
Or some questions?
Yeah,
tons of questions which we're going to get there. It's very interesting. Thank you for sharing so far. Hilary, let's start with you. We got in some very interesting conversations throughout the day, and there is one area that we hit on it, which is kind of, I think, something you like to talk about actually when you're on stage, you're talking about this topic, and maybe you can share something about that.
Yeah, so a topic that I now concentrate on is improve beyond expectations. And that's come about from another board, started as a hobby and a challenge for me. 7 years ago, I thought, why not do a triathlon? There's a little bit more about it, but swim, bike and run. I was doing a lot of cycling, just commuting to and from work. I was doing swimming. I thought, okay, I'd just get the running going and we could do a triathlon. So that's how it started. And I had very, very lofty objectives at that start point. Finish and don't be last. So any of you thinking about, I'm not really going to be good, you don't need to start with thinking, I'm going for other big medal, whatever. But within 7 years, and also that was through a massive injury to my Achilles. Longer story about going to here, but I did a really, really good job with it, such that I had to replace it. So it was an 18-month rehab. I was worried I want to walk properly again. So whatever the physio said, I was very motivated to do it religiously. I made lots of notes and that. So 18 months, I was able to get back to triathlon. And the following years, this is 2019, I came first in my age group in a couple of events, which was like, wow, that's so amazing. And then I started to hear about other things I could do. There was a Team GB age group team, and then started to like, well, could I possibly do this? So this thing about doing something I didn't think I could do. I didn't realise my time, in broad numbers, I needed to go from about 3 hours 10 for a standard distance triathlon to, we had 2 hours 35, 2 hours 40, something like that. Well, that's a big gap. Then started to think, well, okay, who could help me on that? And not necessarily know it, but random conversations would throw up a swim coach or this, it's just unbelievable, really. So I think, again, any of you thinking about doing something, if you actually get your brain engaged with it, you will find the helpers will appear. It's trust the process. So I've got, having analysed, the bottom line of that story is that just 2 months ago, I was competing in a world championship, a triathlon for my age group. I come away with a silver medal. I don't know. I've actually got a big, but yeah. I was so thrilled of it. So that made me think, because I was ghostwriting, now how on earth am I managed to do that? And what could I learn from that to help other people achieve things? So I've worked with someone who actually got my process now, 3 steps, really understanding the motivation. You know, whatever you want to get good at, just have to be triumph of anything. What's important to you about that? You know, why would you care? And take action. You mean what of all the things that you could do, you actually got to do something. And out of that, look at what happens as a consequence. Measure the outcome and use that feedback not only to reinforce the motivation, but also to help to figure out what actions to take next. You create that virtuous circle, as I've done. You know, I'm now looking, it was great to win a silver medal. I'd love to have gold medal next year. So I need another 3 or 4 minutes of my time. So that's my focus now. And as well as working with other people to help them achieve whatever it is they want.
That's amazing. That's so wonderful. I mean, as we said, it's never too late, right?
Never too late. You know, I was mid-50s when I started this. I'm now 62, and I don't feel it. There were people in the same that I was in their 80s doing it. Really inspiring. So, again, whatever you think, I could do that now. No, if you want to do it, you can do it. You can find a way.
Absolutely. Well, you see, I do that. It's not late. So go for another gold medal, Hilary.
Absolutely. Go
There we go. Thank you very much for sharing. Anna. Hi, back. I wonder, we had a couple of cool conversations throughout the day as well, and I wondered if there's maybe 2 or 3 things you could share with the audience. If there's anything you could change within your organization or whatever you're doing, what would that be?
More focus on our employees. I don't know if this is just little bits at the time. For example, I like giving up chocolate just around the way, you know, because it's Wednesday. And I want to make this more widespread to the hotels, because I can only do it at one hotel, but I would love to have other people think, oh, this is a terrible day. Why not give a chocolate to everybody else? And when you do that, and you get the feedback, like, oh, smile, and everybody's happy to receive a chocolate. Okay, most people is happy to receive a chocolate. But also makes it vital for you, and suddenly your Wednesdays, it's not that terrible anymore. It's like, okay, I give these chocolates, and everybody's happy. I did something good today, so it's good. So that would be one of the things. The other things would be sustainability. I would like to place more focus on sustainability. My big dream is to go absolutely paperless in the hotel. And this will most likely won't happen, but this is a big dream. And for that, I want the team to grow and for our organization to grow as well, and for provide opportunity for others to grow and be proud to be part of our hotel chain.
Right, amazing. Thank you very much for sharing. We would also tap into the part of being proud of where you are, the place you're working for, with, or whatever. How is pride for you in the workspace?
So for me, I'm proud to work for this brand. I'm proud to support the goal they want to reach, and I want others to share these brands to say it's proud. Oh yeah, I work for them, or even if they leave us, which can happen, they can say that, oh yeah, I used to work for them and for others as well, to know that, oh yeah, this person worked for us, work for them at least, and they will be these and these standards, and this is what I want to reach. This would mean being proud for me.
Cool, that's really cool. Thank you very much for sharing, Anna.
Thank you.
Sergeant.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
How was so far?
Yes, wonderful. This last time, have the audience here with us today. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you for being here. And so there's one thing I'm curious of. You have a great career, great experience. You took the challenge to change from one to another. So what was kind of a tipping point? You could maybe share some words, and what have you learned from it, which now you apply what you do, what you share?
So I talked about the 19-year-old, and how I did want to study nutrition at the time. Because the year I got married, I was told I'd be a widow by the time I was 23. And my husband has cystic fibrosis, and he's still here. And my why in life is to stand on a big stage, slightly larger audience than the wonderful 50 here, and to ask the question, can we eradicate cystic fibrosis, or could we even just ask the question? And I'm so proud of what I do now. I've had a fantastic career, and I always said, when I'm on my own, when I'm on my own. And after 23 years of being in events and having an amazing career, touching people's lives in so many different ways, I realised that I was still gifted with having Peter still here. And it's my time in my life, and I'm holding back from being that nutrition expert that still wants to give back to people. So I'm just delighted to be able to change my career. And I always wanted to exit the events industry by the time I was 50. So doing it as a perimenopausal woman at the age of 43, I was going to do it anyway, so why not do it now? And so now I get to help wonderful, wonderful people. I met a gentleman who was post-heart attack, had type 2 diabetes, and worked with him over a 3-month period. Had the pleasure of meeting his wife online. I was waving to her on the Zoom calls, and he still never quite made it in. Quite a lot of my clients' children make it onto the Zoom over 6 weeks in. I think, who's this wonderful lady that's helping my parents? But I actually met this gentleman's son at a networking event in shadowing his father. He said, "Thank you so much for saving my dad's life." And that's when I knew that I hadn't gone into it too late. I can have an impact. I can save lives. I am saving lives. And that is just so precious to me. And when I think about my husband is still with me, and as a partnership, we've probably helped save his life. So, yeah.
That is so powerful. Thank you for sharing. So I hear kind of, it's never too late.
Absolutely.
It's never too late. And what we can see from all of you three is the shining. The moment you realized it's never too late, you can do it. As hard as it gets, it will be challenging. But if you stick to it with discipline and fire, and you believe in it, you're going to get it. And you're going to get the next gold medal. So go for it again. So thank you very much. David, anything else you want to say, ask before we wrap up?
So, a quick 30 seconds. One tip about your expertise that you would like to share with this audience.
Eat rested, so your central nervous system is on the same path that controls your fight and flight and your metabolism. So if you don't eat rested, not only will you not digest your food, you won't metabolize the food, which will give you the nutrients. So eat rested.
Thank you. Anna?
Understand people. Understand that they too go through many different things which they may or may not tell you, but understand that they try to do their best most of the time, and to give back to them so they can give to you.
I love it.
Okay, I think in my professional and also the triathlon, overwhelm often comes up, and if you're overwhelmed, you're never going to achieve the best. So how do you get through overwhelm? Thing that I've developed, 5 minutes a day doing something to make tomorrow better. And keep going. You've got that sense of control. You will make progress. Doing that 3 months, you'll be astonished what you can achieve. So
amazing. Thank you, Hilary. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Sarah Jane. Thank you, David. Thank you, audience, for being here with us today. Take care. Bye bye.